Rubber baby buggy bumper. Rubber baby buggy bumper.
And we're live. I was recording you while you were doing that.
Oh my God. Well, I wanted to make sure my audio was coming in clear. The throat's a little dry after last night's company holiday party. Might have got a little soused.
Got some sauce in you? Yeah, I'm here on the line with Kyle. It's a wet and wild, a sloppy Friday here in Southern California, and we're pumped for our picks.
We are indeed. And even when it rains in Southern California, it's still better than 90% of the other places in the world.
We got a lot of shitty weather this week, which we'll get to. But speaking of just shitty and sloppy, let's get into that poop fest last night, as Richard Sherman so eloquently said.
Indeed. That game, so I didn't even watch it. I watched the first quarter maybe, and then I left for the party. Watched the highlights and the clips that you messaged me when I woke up. And it definitely was a poop fest.
Yeah, it had two very memorable plays. One was Goff taking a huge shot to the dome, but more importantly, John Ryan. That play was a top 10 of the year for me. First of all, Pete Carroll runs a fake when they're up about 21 points, and it was like the Red Sea parted for John Ryan, and he just went. I've never seen a bigger hole, and he just went. And then mid-run, he got so excited, he started bobbling the ball midair and then takes a shot and immediately looks like he's dead on the field.
The best part about that is as soon as he gets hit, the Seattle medical staff is just sprinting to the field because they know his body, John Ryan's body, is not tuned or primed for hits like that. Punters don't take hits like that. They don't work out in the offseason to harden up their body. The second he got hit, those trainers were out there lightning fast, pushing people out of the way. And all Pete Carroll worried about was the ball. Did we get it? And as soon as Seattle recovered it, that smile on his face.
It wasn't the only fake punt in that game. We had a hecker attempt a pass in that game, which Rodney Harrison said they had to be ready for pregame. And sure as shit, John Fossil dials it up, and Hecker throws it right in the dirt.
Yeah, they were analyzing that play, and they said Hecker's footwork needed some work. I mean, he's a punter as well. Like, why are they breaking down the quarterback play of the punter? That's how bad this game was.
Well, they showed his stat line historically, and he was 6 for 11, 99 yards, and a touchdown. That's all. That's basically what Fisher wanted out of Keenum every game. I don't know why they just didn't give Hecker a shot.
I mean, maybe he is the backup now that Goff's out.
Ooh.
I don't know. But I gotta say two more things about this game, and then I'm gonna flush that poop fest down the toilet. All right. So one, that huge run by Goff, and he gets lit the fuck up on the 2-yard line. He's probably not gonna play next week. It was all for naught. It got called back for holding. So him sacrificing his frail little blonde body out there just to get rocked on the 2-yard line by Sherman, who also works out with Sasquatch. That was all for nothing. And the other thing I want to say, Fossil looks more like Skeletor with that chin of his. He is a scary-looking dude, and his face is not ready for primetime TV, and that's why he will not be a head coach.
Oh, they have to cast him as the next Skeletor in the next He-Man, which I assume will get redone, because why not?
Why not? Everything else is getting redone.
Dolph Lundgren could still do it, by the way. I highly recommend they use him.
Absolutely.
But before we move on, I forgot to mention, who did you have on the game last night? I saw some big numbers in that game.
Yeah, I took the Rams to cover. I didn't go big on it, but only wagered one measly point on that game, but I didn't even want to touch it. Like Sherman said, it was a poop fest, and nobody wants to touch poop.
Yeah, I had the Seahawks for 3 points. What I did see is D. Weiss must have been listening. Remember when he said you got to bounce back like a champion? He dropped 14 on the Seahawks, and I believe he is now in first again.
Yeah, some people wagered some big points on LA, and your week is not going to end up well for you.
No, not at all. Yeah, other than the Teletubby lime greens, there wasn't much else to talk about with that game.
No, the uniforms, the Seattle looked fun, some neon fun on their side. The Rams color rush uniforms just looked fucking basic. Why do you have white antlers or horns on your helmet, but yet you have gold trim on your jersey? Yeah, like, I'm no fashionista, but that shit sucked.
If you're going to go old school, go full old school and just go straight blue and white. I don't know what that was. It was like they haphazardly threw it together. Maybe Jeff Fisher stole their jerseys as he was out just to troll them. So they were like, shit, we got to go with our away jerseys and these helmets.
They should have, paid tribute to Eric Dickerson now that he's going to be back at the games because Fisher's gone, and worn some old school jerseys that he wore back in the day.
On the topic of tribute, we have to pay tribute to the Dirty Bird, Jamal Anderson, who shows that at 42, he can still pound the pigskin. I don't know if you heard about why Jamal is in the news.
I did, but you know what? I'm sure our viewers did not.
Jamal was at a Quick Trip, if you've never been. It's a little convenience store, and he decided it was a convenient time to get a little rub and tug in and exposed himself at a Quick Trip.
Now, was he in the bathroom, or was he just, in the potato chip aisle and was just like, oh, random fear boner, I'm just going to beat this off?
According to the police call, he went up to the counter and tried to pay for something, yet he had nothing there. It went back to the potato chip aisle, and as he came back up, had cock in hand and was just doing the Dirty Bird.
So are we going to chalk this up to a long history of concussions, or is he under the influence of drugs or alcohol at this time, or is he just a fucking pervert?
I mean, it could be all three. My favorite part of it was the owner of the store was interviewed, and he said there was nothing out of the ordinary outside of him masturbating in the store.
That's actually, if you watch the concussion movie with Will Smith, if you get the director's cut, that's actually one of the scenes that was deleted from the movie, is after his concussions, he just starts beating off in random convenience stores, which they say, is a side effect of concussion syndrome.
The big mistake Jamal made was not going to a come and go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess a Quick Trip works. But next time, go to a come and go and just tell them you were confused. But I was impressed by that. I thought that was good. Before we get into the picks, Andrew's texting me because all the Cowboys fans and they're hollering are trying to find excuses. So they're saying the Giants cheated because of these walkie-talkies.
Oh, my God.
Right?
All this bullshit. It's like the whole fucking Deflategate thing.
And I guess walkie-talkies means your offense put up 7 points?
It also means that a 5-yard slant in goes for 61 yards for a game-winning TD because of walkie-talkies.
I commend McAdoo and the Giants for having a plan B. It made me think what other coaches would do. I think Jim Tom Sula, the famous Niners coach, and Bludgeon, who's also doubled down as he did every job in the world. He was a plumber, trash man. What do you think he would do?
Well, he also is the body double for Ron Jeremy.
He is. I can't wait for him to be back in the NFL. If the head stents went out, I feel like Tom Sula would be able to MacGyver anything, whether it was 2 cans and a string straight to the quarterback. Maybe
carrier pigeons.
Oh, it would be carrier pigeons. And
smoke signals.
And at the end of it, he would say he would eat the carrier pigeon on the field. That's good meat. Can't let that go to waste. Shit. Should we move on to the picks?
Let's do it.
First off, we got Ajayi Fever going to New York. The mighty Jets. The Dolphins are getting 2.5 points. It's going to be a sloppy game. Weather for East Rutherford is terrible. I think it said 31 degrees, rain, and snow.
Sounds like that is perfect for everybody to catch the fever. Yeah, I got Miami. Tannehill's not playing. I'm not worried. The Jets have given up. They're done. And so might be Todd Bowles.
Ooh, I could see Woody doing it. Not fair, but I could see it. The Dolphins are a measly 3-3 against the spread on the road. Just throwing
So
that
who
out
you
there.
got?
And the over-unders dropped 4 points because the weather, I'm going to redact my first statement. It's actually 41 degrees, raining with 7-mile-an-hour winds. I'm still going Dolphins because I think the Jets are quitters, and I refuse to take them, but I don't like this game very much anymore. Then we have your favorite, Green Bay Packers, 5.5-point favorites traveling to sunny, beautiful Chicago.
Yeah, once again, another horrendous weather situation. It's currently 9 degrees in Chicago, and they're supposed to be getting pounded over the next couple days with snow and wind and whatever other weather gets thrown their way. But I got Green Bay. I don't like it, but I'm taking them.
Yeah, this could be a slop fest Chicago cover, but I got Green Bay. I can't take Matt Barkley. You think John Fox is out? Is this John Fox's last stand?
I'd like to see John Fox go away.
If McCarthy loses this and they miss the playoffs, he's done.
I'd like to see McCarthy go away as well. You know what? Can we have like a mass exodus of some of these coaches that have just been around forever? Like, John Fox is very pedestrian.
Interesting note of McCarthy. I fucking hate that guy. Because when he was the offensive coordinator of the 49ers, he preferred Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers. Funny how that works out, huh?
Yeah. Can we get Jim Tom Sula a job in Chicago?
Ooh. That'd be amazing. Now we got the Jaguars, the mighty Jaguars, 2-11, fighting hard for that number 2 pick with the 49ers here. Getting 5 points on the road in Houston. This is a battle of great quarterbacking. Brock and Blake, a love story.
So right now, Blake and Brock are tied for second in interceptions. And Bortles is pissed that Rivers passed him in interceptions, and he is pissed that Brock is trying to do the same. I say Bortles goes out there, throws 3 picks this week, and Houston wins.
Oh, yeah. Houston's 4-1 against the spread at home. I like them a lot, I think, in this game.
I'm even starting their defense in fantasy.
Ooh, that's a smart play.
I think Houston D is the only thing fantasy-wise you'd want to play.
Yeah, that's a smart call. I'm letting DeAndre Hopkins ride the pine.
I feel so bad for him.
I know.
He's had such a bad year.
Watching Hopkins is just depressing. Every time a ball even gets his way, he just looks like a starving man trying to eat. He's so desperate. But every ball sailed over his head. Poor guy. Maybe next year. All right, now we have Cleveland just on this historic 0-16 run. See if they can get the job done. They're 10-point underdogs in Buffalo. I am going Buffalo, but I really would love a Cleveland cover. I just can't risk losing points here. So I'm going Buffalo. I think they run all over him. Tyrod has heard the chirping that his job isn't safe. He could come out, have a big game. He's a nice little fantasy streamer for all those in the playoffs out there, not Josh and Andrew.
I got Buffalo. Ryan's job's on the line. A lot of talk about Tyrod. Cleveland is garbage. Buffalo takes this one. The players want to fight for Rex.
Yeah, and Cleveland is dead last in rushing DVOA, going against the team that's number 1 in rushing DVOA. So you LaShawn McCoy owners out there, it's gonna be a tasty
so
meal.
Lucky. That is a feast of points.
This next game, Philadelphia traveling to Baltimore, getting 5.5. That's some high-flying offense between these two birds.
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore in this one because Joe Flacco in December there's something about it.
It's true.
And
he gets that deep ball going.
Yeah, he gets the real deep ball, not the 10-yard out that turns into a big gain kind of deep ball. And Philly is just playing horrible. All you Eagles fans out there, I'm glad I don't have to listen to you anymore because at the beginning of the season, that's all we heard was Eagles fans talking a lot of big game about Eagles' rise to greatness and Wentz and Pennsylvania and all this bullshit. You're garbage. And
Yeah.
Baltimore, who is normally a disgusting team to watch, is going to put up an offensive show. So get some popcorn, get a pen and paper, take notes.
I'm liking this more and more with how the Eagles have been playing, and Baltimore is 5-2 against the spread at home, and Philly is 1-6 on the road against the spread. Wentz against that defense, Baltimore probably only needs to score 20 to cover this.
Yeah.
This is a borderline top 5 now for me.
You know what? It might be.
Might be.
Just maybe.
Now we got a chilly one in Arrowhead. The Titans looking to go to the playoffs. 7-6. Getting 5.5 points, just like the Eagles, traveling to Arrowhead. KC's hot. They lost Derek Johnson. Big loss. But I like the Chiefs here. They're going to do enough, get the win. Titans are still an AFC South team, which means when they play anyone else, you shouldn't trust them.
Yeah, I got Kansas City in this one. The Chiefs are looking really good down the stretch. And I would say they're one of the quietest teams out there. No one talks about them because they're not in a big market and they're not a flashy team, but they just win week in, week out. Andy Reid's out there, overweight, mouth breathing with a nose whistle as well, just calling plays. And Alex Smith is making shit happen.
Interestingly, the Chiefs are only 2-4 against the spread at home, but we like them. Now let's blow that Viking horn. Minnesota at home, 4 points, getting the Colts. I like Minnesota in this. They're still in the playoff hunt. I'm rooting for Minnesota because with that defense and the possible return of Adrian Peterson, I want to see it.
Well, I think you and Andrew spoke way too soon in the beginning of the season when you crowned them King of the North.
We did.
And for all you Game of Thrones people out there, the Red Wedding happened. They got slain. I got Indy. Indy's going into Minnesota, and I got Indy. Minnesota, you aren't making the playoffs.
Ooh. Now we got maybe the game of the week. Detroit. Our Detroit Lions. Jim Bob Cooter, the legend, goes into East Rutherford to take on the New York Football Giants. The Lions getting no respect. 4.5-point dogs. I got the Lions in this. Giants offense does not do enough for me to take them to cover a spread of 4 points.
Yeah, I got the Lions as well, and I'm starting to get irritated that nobody gives the Lions any respect this season. And on top of that, why is Stafford's name not being shouted in that MVP talk?
I've heard a few.
It blows my mind.
I've heard a few people start to say it, but it should be in there.
I'm sure there are people out there that if they were to cast one vote, they would pick Rodgers or Breeze before Stafford just because it's that fucking mass media face that people know and love more so than Haley Joel Osment playing quarterback for the Lions, making shit happen. And can we get Coach of the Year and give it to Jim Bob Cooter, not to Caldwell?
Yes.
Give it to the offensive coordinator. You know what? Let's give it to the offensive and defensive coordinators for Detroit. Caldwell, get out of there. Get out of the way. You're only holding the Cooter back. No one puts Cooter in a corner.
We both like the Lions. Andrew took the Giants. All right, now we have your Steelers going to Cincinnati, getting 3 points. Typically, this is not a good Steelers bet. But this week, with Cincinnati down and out and the Steelers riding high, I think Ben doesn't play like shit on the road this week. Comes out. I like the Steelers. I like the Steelers large.
Yeah, I got the Steelers as well. My biggest question on this game, I want to get your input, is number of penalties. Are we going to go with a high number on this one, or is the NFL going to talk to them before the game, kind of tighten down the ratchet straps and say, hey, guys, cool it?
I think it's a little less this year. Cincinnati doesn't have the little man syndrome that they usually do with Pittsburgh because they're out of it. So I don't think they come with that same ferocity. I saw Vontez Burfict was very conciliatory and offering apologies for that hit last year on Antonio Brown.
Oh, wow. Maybe he's turning a page.
He's turning over a leaf.
You really see some maturity in Burfict here, just growing up. The way he apologized, then he's going to come out in the game and just shank somebody.
Now we have the New Orleans Saints. Everyone, the media's favorite shit team with the sewage runoff from New Orleans that they're drinking. Traveling to Arizona, the team that's fucked me all year, and Bruce Arians. This is a 2.5-point game. I'm doing it again. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm going to Arizona. They match up well. They're at home. There's not shitty weather. Technically still in the race. I don't know how. I just think they match up well, and I don't like the Saints. And I want to win my bet.
I'd rather drink the Kool-Aid than drink that big filthy cup of Bourbon Street sewer water. I'm taking Arizona on this one too, and I'm taking them kind of big.
Me too. Arizona's fourth in the league in passing DVOA defensively, and they get the Honey Badger back.
Ooh.
The Saints, meanwhile, are 28th, and Palmer can still throw it when they need it. You got David Johnson going for the 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing mark. Only two other men in history have done that. My boy Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those are some good company to be kicking it with.
So I'm with you.
I'll tell you another stat.
Yeah, tell me.
Drew Brees in the past 2 games has thrown 0 touchdowns and multiple interceptions in each game. And with the Honey Badger back, I'm liking it. I want to see him take one to the house.
Now we have my 49ers getting 14 points in Atlanta. That's a lot of chalk, as they say.
This game, I don't like the line on it because 14 points is a lot. Because Atlanta could easily get up 28-0 and then bench Ryan, bring in their backups to keep everybody healthy, and then San Francisco comes in with a backdoor cover. I don't like that. But I am taking Atlanta. I'm not picking it strong, but I'm taking Atlanta.
I'm with you there. With what Atlanta's offense is doing, they could get up big, and maybe their defense just wants to play a little feel good at home. But don't be shocked if you get backdoored by San Francisco in this one. This is all the making. Yeah, right?
Big surprise, getting backdoored by San Francisco.
Shocking.
The Niners are a bunch of backdoor bandits.
Although their last 10 against the spread, they're 2-8. But we both like Atlanta, not by a lot. Now I got a huge playoff game here. Playoff implication. We got the Patriots going back to the scene of the crime in Denver, getting 3 points now in Denver. I think this line's too low. I think Denver's still got a very good defense, but I think people are banking on the Denver of the past. I think the Pats are rolling right now. I think Simeon's still hobbled. I like the Pats, and I like them a lot.
Yeah, I got the Patriots in this one. They are looking strong and only adding to that lineup. Also, the big factor in this one is going to be LeGarrette Blount because I think they're soft in the middle, like an undercooked brownie, just gooey. Just going to poke right in there. But Blunt's going to crush them. He's already got 10-29 on the season with 14 TEDs. And the Patriots are going to win this one. Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, whoever they throw in there, it doesn't matter. Your quarterback play sucks. New England has a defense too. Let's not forget that. Patriots win this one big.
Ooh, big win. Now we have your favorite team, the Chargers, at home, getting 3 points against the Raiders. Generally, this is a scary take. Phillip Rivers at home getting points, but I love the Raiders this week. They lost last week, have that extra rest. Despite their shitty pass defense, they're going to come out, and they're going to win this game, and they're going to do it handily.
So this game also has playoff implications.
Yes, it does.
Because technically, the Chargers have not been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. But if they do win, they could fuck up what the Raiders have going for them. But I don't think that's going to happen. Even though Derek Carr's hand is a little hobbled, whatever. He has, like, I think a dislocated or broken pinky or something like that. I don't think it matters. Chargers have too many injuries, offense and defense. And I honestly think they're not playing their hardest. They've given up on Mike McCoy. And Philly Riv, how many picks does he throw this week?
Ooh. I'm seeing more sack fumbles. I say 1 pick, 2 fumbles.
Okay. Khalil Mack's going to get in there and make that face happen.
I'm going to shoot.
Guys, somebody block Khalil, please. I hate you, Phillip. You ruined Melvin Gordon's amazing season.
Now we got the Cowboys back to the scene of the crime. Sunday Night Football hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Clam Dingus's Bucks. This game was flexed in. They took out Pittsburgh Cincy, and the Bucks are getting 7 points. It opened at 7.5.
You know what? I know there's not a body of water near Dallas, but they will find a way to sail that pirate ship in to Jerry's world and wreck his Sunday. I got Jameis Winston cooking up a soup full of W's.
Oh, he's hungry.
Bucks on this one.
We hungry for that W, and we eat. I'm taking the Bucks because they've been treating me so well. Interesting. Andrew took the Bucks, and he said it was one of his top 5 picks. Is there trouble brewing in Dallas? Is he losing faith in his Cowboys?
Well, one of two things is happening. He's either losing faith and jumping off that bandwagon, trying to get on the pirate ship. There's no room for you. Or he's trying to work his Mr. Freeze curses, his reverse psychology. Maybe if I pick against them, they'll win.
Well, that's a good theory. We're going Bucks. And I hope the Bucks win so that we can get more of this stupid Romo controversy going.
And more sound bites of Jameis. Can we mic him up all the time?
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He is something else. I love me some Jameis.
Now we got Monday night. Carolina getting 6.5 points. This opened at 4 in Washington. I'm taking Carolina because it's too many points, but I could see them laying down like dogs. I'm just going with Cam, showing up on Monday night, getting a nice cover. Washington wins.
I got Washington on this one. Kirk Cousins is really hot right now.
Going Washington, huh?
Yeah. Kind of ballsy because Cam's my fantasy quarterback.
Same.
But I don't know. Carolina's burned me way too much this season in so many facets. They've burned me in fantasy. They've burned me in this picks league. And they constantly burn me in my family picks league, in which my mother's the commissioner and talks mad shit. At the end of every week, she sends out the little commissioner email about who did what, who's the winner of the week. And then she just shit talks on other people who didn't play well. And I've won the past 2 seasons, and they always have to remind me because I'm not doing so hot this year. And nonstop. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, just like Cam and the Panthers. God damn it, Mom. You're right.
How does she feel about Philly Riv?
She's given up on Philly Riv.
Really?
She thinks he's a whiner, and she's not a fan of that Rivers face. She's been a Chargers fan since Dan Fouts was the quarterback. So she knows what a real quarterback's supposed to do. He's supposed to grow a badass beard and play with class and not cry on the field.
Now we get to our moneyline dogs, the profitable pups. So we're going Detroit and Tampa, the profitable pups, because they're not getting any fucking respect. And you're going to respect Jim Bob Cooter, and you're going to respect Clam Dingus. Detroit's plus 165. I could see them winning that game. In Tampa, we like the juice, plus 250. It's almost 3-1.
Yeah. You can buy a lot of jug wine with those winnings.
You can buy all the jug wine you want. And there's still room on the ship for all you haters out there. Our top 5, our Fab 5, we're going with the Raiders, -3 in San Diego. New England, -3 in Denver. Pittsburgh, -3 in Cincy. Yeah, there's a connection to all these. Then we're going Arizona. Throwing that one in there. You and I like it. And we say, we're not trusting that sewage runoff that is the Saints. And then you know what? I'm going to let you pick the 5th one, my friend.
Ooh, the 5th and final pick. I shall take the Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh, I like it.
Because Philly, you garbage.
For all those out there, we also like Kansas City. All right. Should we get Sal on the line? Should I call Sal Viscano? Does he have any locks this week?
I mean, yeah, go for it. I'll just wait.
All right. Let's get Sal's stone cold locks. All right, Sal, you on the line?
Yeah, this is Sal Viscano. Some stone cold locks. I'm calling you guys here from Tijuana. I got ran out of Reno, ran out of Henderson. I'm on the run. They're tightening in on me. My stone cold locks of the week. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got a lot of faith in Bortles. He's gonna win interceptions. I also Cleveland Browns. Stone cold locks. Wager everything the Browns will cover. If they don't, I got an extra couch down here in Tijuana. You can even see the bullfighting ring from my window.
You like Cleveland to cover, or you like Cleveland money line?
You know, Cleveland might be 0-13, but they're 13-0 in my heart. Put it all on Cleveland for everything.
Got it. South Stone Cold Locks.
One more Stone Cold lock.
Ooh.
Jamal Anderson had a Loctite grip on that cock of his, huh? I'm out, guys.
Bye, Sal. All right. Well, Kyle, do we have anything else this week? We got our picks in. Everyone, go on the pool. Get the rest of your picks in. If you missed Thursday night, that's fine. Don't let it auto-pick. Don't be a pussy and not pick at all. It's okay if you lose. It's part of the game.
Yeah. Also, Saturday night game, don't waste your time watching it, even if you're a Jets fan. Do something nice. You know, go out to dinner with somebody. Even if you don't have a loved one, just, I don't know, treat a homeless guy to a meal. That'll be better than the Jets game.
I agree. Make sure to rate and review us on iTunes. You know, we get more reviews. We'll add another jersey to all you guys sitting there in the top 5. Yeah, that's right. You got anything planned for your Saturday since you're not watching this Jets and Dolphins game?
Maybe go see the new Star Wars movie.
Ooh, I'm excited for it. I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, they only made one that was absolutely horrible, and that was the one with Jar Jar Binks. Fuck that guy, huh?
Darth Maul was good.
Yeah, you know, I think Darth Maul was overrated, much like Boba Fett, you know?
Whoa.
Looks super cool, but there's not enough to the character to warrant, like, the cult following that they both have. Like, Darth Maul barely had any lines.
That's true. They killed him off too quick, but he was the only redeeming thing of the first one. So maybe that's why he's got a cult following. I agree with Boba Fett. Boba Fett's overrated. He basically was a cool action figure. Other than that, he dies like a fucking stooge in the third one, straight into the Sarlacc pit. Like a fucking clown. And then in the prequels, they show his father, who also dies like a stooge, immediately gets his head cut off by a purple lightsaber.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't done a spin-off movie just of Boba Fett.
I heard they're working on it, and they might just tie it into the Han Solo movies. But if it was just him, it'd be terrible. It'd be like Dog the Bounty Hunter in space.
With less But you know what? As long as Boba Fett does not have a short, fat troll of a wife like Dog the Bounty Hunter, I might actually watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, Darth Vader's in the new one. That'll be, you get a little of that action.
Yeah. You know what? I think Saturday, I might just make a whole day of it. Maybe dinner and a movie, or I might go bowling. I haven't bowled in forever. There's a really cool bowling tavern right by my house that I want to go check out. Drink some tasty brews and get some strikes.
Market 8, dude. Market
is 0.
Market 0, yeah.
Market is 0. Your toe was over the line.
This isn't numb. We need Walter Subject head coaching. But, yeah. So go on, rate and review us. That's it. Get your picks in. We're going to have another winning week. I can feel it. And we're almost in the playoffs when shit gets real.
And don't forget to go to Picking Duck. Check out our picks. And if you like it, jump on board. We don't hate.
Get on there. We'll post them. They'll be there. So get on there. And, yeah, thanks, my man.
Hey, always a pleasure.
And we're out.
Peace.